There is no dog that doesn't shed. All dogs shed.
What about like a Chinese crested?
Chinese crested. Hi, my name is Arisa Thomas, and this is my friend Sawyer. Oh, thank you. Today we're gonna talk about breeds that don't shed. I think there's a misconception that there's a lot of dogs that don't shed. There are typically many types of dog coat patterns. There are curly-coated dogs, long-coated dog, short-coated dogs, and smooth-coated dogs. A lot of people think that curly-coated dogs don't shed, which basically are like Bichons, Poodles, Poodle mixes, Doodles, multi-poos. If you do brush them, you will see that the coat does fall onto the brush. They do shed. Pretty much all dogs do shed. It's a natural progression of their coat life throughout the seasons. You'll typically see a lot of dogs shed around the changing of seasons, maybe like spring, and in the winter, you'll see their coat change a lot. There are different types of poodle coats. You'll see some that are a lot more wavy than curly. There are some poodle coats that have a wiry texture underneath. They are more prone to matting, which basically matting is if you don't brush your dogs, the hair tends to tangle up. Dogs do come into my salon matted. The number one reason is not being brushed, or the second reason is you're washing at home and you're not drying completely, and after you're done drying, you're not brushing the coat out. So every time you do wash your dog or groom your dog at home, it's really, really important to make sure that they're 100% dry, and straight after the bath, you're brushing them. Think of if you're human, if you wash your hair when it's curly and you don't brush it out, what happens? Those curls tend to lock up and then it forms into knots. I think a lot of people want to believe that their dogs are low maintenance. It's just a lack of education when it comes to purchasing or rescuing the dog of your liking. I often tend to see certain breeds marketed as low maintenance, such as Doodles, saying that you don't need to give them haircuts as much, or if you give them a haircut that their hair won't grow, which I'm here to tell you that is not true. Doodles are probably one of the most high maintenance dogs because their hair gets so long and curly. They require grooming just so their coat can be well maintained. If you're looking for a dog that's low maintenance, or you have a dog that's low maintenance, these breeds tend to be smooth-coated dogs, like smooth-coated Dachshunds, German short-haired pointers. So any dog that you see where the hair is flat against the surface of their skin. Those tend to be really, really low maintenance. Some do shed, such as pugs. Pugs are short-coated dogs, but if you own one, you would know that their hair is scattered all around your floor, but they typically are considered to be low maintenance because they're a wash and go type of dog. Typically, you hear the word hypoallergenic a lot within certain dog breeds. There isn't a truly hypoallergenic dogs. Hypoallergenic is like some dogs tend to shed less dander, and those are typically poodles. They shed less dander. A lot of people they're not allergic to the coat of the dog, they're allergic to the dander, and when dogs lick themselves, they're getting that dander onto themselves, which means they're getting it onto you. All dogs will produce some type of dander, but if you're looking for a dog that will probably be a more hypoallergenic for you, think of Yorkies or Poodles. And if you're someone that just really, really loves dogs and you really want to own one, but you're allergic to them, I would say that over time, you will build up a tolerance and hopefully you won't be allergic to them anymore. For example, I have a nephew who is allergic to dogs, and we own a grooming salon and we have dogs in our house, and over time he has become less and less reactive to their dander. The biggest myth about non-shedding dogs, I would say, is that you think your dog doesn't shed. They are considered to be a little bit low maintenance when it comes to shedding, but in terms of haircuts, they're a lot more higher maintenance. You'll typically realize Doodles and Poodles, if you don't groom them, their hair will get really, really long and poofy, and the longer that the hair gets, the harder it is to brush it. Most clients that do come to me with their dogs with 6 inches of hair, the reason why that they're matted is because they're having a lot harder time brushing at home. So at home grooming, basically washing, brushing, maybe trimming up the paw pads in between the eyes. That's good for at home grooming, which is basically maintenance grooming. And then please go to your professional groomer for haircuts on the body, face, that way, because the professionals know what they're doing. We do use very sharp objects, and it's just for the safety of your dog. My advice to you as a professional groomer, and if you have a dog that doesn't shed, is you should be brushing your Poodle, Doodle, curly-coated, long-coated dogs every day, but I understand a lot of us have busy schedules, so even if you're able to span it out to maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, that's better than nothing. You should always have a slicker brush or a metal tooth comb on hand, because those are the 2 types of equipments that is used to make sure that your dog remains mat-free.